P-Math is a boundary-breaking musician who is embracing a genre-defying sound with his debut EP, Pour It Out, a raw and personal exploration of his journey through addiction. And he's on the line with us here just now. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. So, this is, of course, your upcoming debut EP, Pour It Out. So, what was the inspiration behind that title, first of all?
I really was just kind of sitting at home, and I originally had been making music since I was like 14. I'm 25 now,
Mm.
and that's really when my addiction all started. Leading up to now, I just decided, I'm gonna pour everything I have into it, and then it just made sense to call it Pour It Out. Being it that I've been an alcoholic for close to 7 years now.
Yeah.
So,
And what can we expect from the EP, both in terms of the musical style and lyrically and the messages behind it?
okay. With the EP, it's very raw. I think anyone with addiction will be able to relate in
Mm.
more ways than they would really think. Everything I'm writing about is based on personal experience or emotions I've felt in the thick of my addiction. Uh, the lyrics are really based around those struggling with those same issues.
Yeah. And how did you approach translating such a personal struggle into your music?
It's kind of weird because I haven't made music in 4 or 5 years, and I really out of nowhere decided, the only way I'm going to really be able to express how I felt or how I'm feeling is through music. So that's really how it all came about.
Yeah. And you mentioned that a lot of people will relate to this EP in more ways than they'd expect. So even if somebody, hasn't struggled with addiction or doesn't feel like they've
hmm
really had many mental health problems, do you think they will still relate to a lot of the issues on this EP?
Yes, and mainly because a lot of times the issues someone struggling with addiction has could
Mm.
be something very minor, something where it's just an everyday thing that someone goes through, but to someone who's addicted to something or struggling with that, or even just mental health in general, it
Yeah.
amplifies that tiny problem into catastrophe, basically. So even those people with those little problems that they don't necessarily think it's a big deal or this or that, it could even be someone at a party drank too much
Mm.
and then reflecting on it a week later and haven't drank since, and they realize, oh, I can relate to that.
Yeah. Now, several singles from the EP are already out, and you've received a positive response on platforms like TikTok and Spotify. So, how has the audience feedback influenced your perspective on the project?
Um, it's just kind of inspired me to keep playing with different sounds because
Mm.
I really don't have one specific sound that I do. I got some songs that are purely hip hop based, and then I have a pop punk song, and I have a song that's not released yet
Yeah.
that's on the lines of metal music. So
Oh,
it's all over the place.
yeah, absolutely. And you recorded this EP in your car during lunch breaks, which is quite unique. So,
Yeah, yeah.
what were some of the challenges and maybe advantages of recording in those
Uh,
circumstances?
I mean, the challenge is quality,
Hmm.
So
Yes.
I'm really I'm really only using my phone and whatever resources I can find for it with a condenser mic in the car. But,
Yeah.
uh, I'd say the only advantage is it kind of muffles the sound in here. So it
Yeah.
kind of holds it itself. But there really is no advantage. It's pretty difficult.
Yeah. And you're in your car just now, so it begs the question,
Yes.
are you on your lunch break just now as well?
Yes, yeah.
You've still obviously got the mic there. So do you still kind of, even if maybe you don't have a specific, new project in mind, do you still sit and record stuff sometimes when you get the
Yes.
chance?
Yep. Throughout the day, I'm always listening to new beats or new instrumentals, something that jumps out at me, and then I'll honestly be at my desk and I'll start typing up lyrics throughout the day whenever I have time. And during my breaks, I'll come out, sit in my car, and
Hmm.
run with whatever.
Yeah. Now, be it you're from northern New Jersey, so how has the local music scene there influenced the music that you make?
Well, a lot of the local music here, it's there's a lot of it, and
Mm,
I don't want to say stiff competition, but it's more everyone's trying to do the same thing. So that's kind of why I'm not sticking to a specific genre. Whatever I'm feeling that day is what I'm gonna make because the local music here, it's one and the same. Everything's the same. So I'm
mm,
really trying to grab all influences, all sounds that I can, and kind of run with whatever I'm feeling. So maybe someone who only likes rock music will like something of mine. Someone who only
yeah.
likes hip hop will listen to something like that. So I'm really just expanding my sound to expand my audience, really.
Absolutely. Now, you've got an upcoming showcase for your EP at Alpha Studios. So, what can you tell us about the event? What's planned, and how can fans be a part of it?
Yeah, so all the information's on my Instagram, but what's awesome about this place is it gives me the freedom to put on the show I want to with no
Yeah.
restrictions. So I have a couple of local friends that are going to perform as well. That's going to be fun, and we're just going to celebrate the release of the EP. Everyone who comes is going to get a free gift, whether it's a
Ooh.
sticker or some people will get a hat or a shirt, really depends. But it's all a celebration of sobriety and the release of my EP.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what is next for you after the EP release and showcase? Are there any future projects or collaborations in the works?
Um, I'm always making something,
Mm,
whether it ever gets released or not. I'm always doing something. So, for now, there's nothing too big on the table besides the showcase, but I'm
yeah.
always writing. So, always be prepared for new music at any time.
Absolutely. Well, in the meantime, where are we able to find all the music that you've came out with so far for this EP?
It's all on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all streaming platforms.
Excellent. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great to talk to you on the show.
Yep, you too.